On May 24th, 6 p.m. We have approval of the previous minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Resolution 79, I believe, is being tabled. And local law C for 2017, local law of the County of Albany, New York, amending the Albany County Charter to prohibit the hiring of former elected officials or their family members.
Motion for pass out without recommendation, as we did in law.
Anybody else?
Second.
What is that you're doing?
Moving out without recommendation, because law put it out without recommendation. So we're moving out and cleaning it up off of the agenda. Seeing as law gave the no recommendations, we're moving it out so that the full body can vote on it.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Current business,
Yes.
approving the Department of Public Works collective bargaining agreement with the CSEA Local 1000 Department of Public Works Union and the amending of the 2017 Albany County budget. Commissioner?
How we doing tonight?
Great.
As you can see from this number 3 and the 3 coming after this is we've settled most of the collective bargaining units, a significant portion of the employees for Albany County for the next 5 years. This one settles the DPW chapter of the CSEA, and the budget amendment included in there shows that it's a 2% raise.
Any questions?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, make sure, sit right there, Commissioner. Approving the collective bargaining agreement with the CSEA Local 801 and the Department of Social Services, Children, Youth, and Family Aging, and amending the 2017 Albany County budget.
So moved.
Yes, this is for the social service, aging, and CYF factions of the CSEA
Any questions?
divisions. I think I should use that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Not
Opposed?
factions.
So moved. Okay.
Mr. Ward, state second.
Doctor?
Good evening.
Good evening. Approving the Department of Health collective bargaining agreement with CSEA Local 801 Department of Health Unit and amending the 2017 Albany County budget.
This is likewise for the health department.
Also reflects a 2% increase.
2% increase.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you, Doctor.
The next one is hers
Yes.
Okay.
for
Number 6,
out of county applicants.
Commissioner?
Good evening.
Good evening, Commissioner. Number 6, authorize the Department of Children, Youth, and Family to consider out-of-county application for the position of a special education intern, teaching, part-time, and a speech pathologist, part-time.
Yes, good evening, thank you. We'd like to request a waiver to be able to accept resumes for individuals who meet the qualification for these positions, to look at them as potential hires for these positions. These positions have remained unfilled for over a year now, and we're finding that we're having challenges, one, because they're part-time positions, so that in and of itself presents a challenge. And then we're finding that just the number of qualified candidates within Albany County, we're not receiving an extensive amount of resumes, and the ones that we do receive are indicating that they prefer to have full-time employment. So we're hoping if we're able to expand our scope, we may be able to find candidates who may be willing to accept a part-time position.
Commissioner, this is going to be a one-year appointment? A
The-
waiver, I'm sorry, waiver.
Yes, it would be.
Commissioner, a couple of quick questions. If these positions were vacant for over a year, is this money in the contingency or is this money in current lines?
There are money in current lines.
Current lines that have been unfilled for a year. Okay. And what are the amounts for each? Are they hourly, or is there a salary, or is there a set amount for?
The lines are budgeted. The special education itinerant teacher, I want to say it's roughly about $30,000, and the same thing for the speech pathologist.
And those are part-time positions?
Yes, they are.
Now, would any of the, mine went blank, the independent individuals that we have that are on that contract, are they able to do any of these services?
Well, that actually presents a challenge, because then we run into a conflict that if they are part of an assessment team, then they're not able to provide the services. And so there are contractors who don't want to run into that possibility, so they prefer not to come on as a employee. There's one. And two, since the state actually took over administration of early intervention services, we're finding that we have less people who are contracted entities, because they're finding challenges within getting timely reimbursement from the state. So we find that actually a lot of folks that may have been persons who in the past might have been applicants are now actually with agencies themselves.
Any more questions? I have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second, third.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Confirming employment of the member of the Albany County.
Did we pass it? Yes.
Confirming appointment of the member of the Albany County Airport Authority. Mike?
Mr. Chairman, how are you? This is
Fine.
just a new member of the 3 members that are able to be appointed by the county executive. This is just a new member. Mr. Hicks would be, Kevin Hicks would be a member to fill a current existing vacancy, or an expired term, actually.
Sean, you have a question?
No.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Who is you replacing?
That question actually came up. Truthfully, we have 2 expired terms. I guess Board Member Riley and
Wilkerson.
and Board Member Wilkerson. So one of those 2.
One of those two?
One of those 2. We will have an answer to you as to, I've spoken to council earlier today. Specifically who, we just kind of consider we have 2 openings, so this is one of them. So, but we'll tell you exactly who it is before you vote on it, before it's on the floor.
You should.
Go ahead, Sean.
The only thing I would suggest, I have no objection to Mr. Hicks, but before, and I have no objection to it coming out of this committee, but before the full legislature addresses it, as a matter of procedure, I think we should identify the person who he's replacing.
Yes, I spoke, my apologies, Legislator Ward, I spoke to council earlier today, and I committed that will be the case, our oversight.
Okay.
Any other questions? I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mike. Terrell? Evening.
Good evening.
Confirming the appointment of the Director of Affirmative Action. Well,
Yes.
can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your intentions?
Well,
Please.
currently, I am an employee of the Albany County Department of Human Resources, and I'm serving as Acting Director of Affirmative Action at this time. I've been working for the Department of Human Resources, actually, let's just say I've been working for Albany County for about 12 and a half years now. I'm very familiar with the county departments. I'm knowledgeable about the county operations, policies, procedures, personnel services. And as acting director, I've had an opportunity to basically review the status of the division and discuss some of the program priorities. I reviewed our affirmative action plan, and I'm confident that I will be able to carry out the policies and the goals that will ensure equal and fair opportunities. I'm going to be committed to our contract compliance program, and I also will do my best to meet the county hiring goals as we continue to diversify and increase our workforce. My past work experience basically meets and exceeds the job responsibilities of the affirmative action director. And I've been reliable, I've been dedicated, I've been a hard worker, and in this position, I will continue to do the same.
Thank you. Any questions? Go ahead, Bill.
I just had, is the affirmative action plan, the county's plan, is that a public document? I mean, can we get, if I wanted a copy of it, could I get a copy of it?
Yes.
Would you see that I get a copy, please? Thank you.
Any other? I have a motion. Oops, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Motion move.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for taking the-
Okay, thank you, Randy. Appointment of the member of the Service Board.
Mr. Chairman, thanks very much. Real briefly, I was asked to present this on behalf of the Ledge. This is new members to the Community Services Board, which is the board that advises the Department of Mental Health.
Yeah, many of these people are returnees, and many of them also meet the requirements of the statute. You have to have certain qualifications to be in certain positions there. So we're trying to fill out the Community Services Board as required by statute.
Why are these appointments coming from the board instead of either from the county executive or from the legislature?
Their appointments are coming from the legislature if you appoint them. Those are their recommendations, yes. The recommendations are coming from the board. Because because of the qualifications that are necessary, the people on the board are the ones who know best whether someone meets these qualifications. They're all with respect to medical qualifications, psychological workers, psychology, so that kind of psychiatrists, et cetera. And it's not easy, according to the board. I've spoken to the board. Getting people to actually want to serve on this is very difficult.
No pay.
There's no money involved.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So be it. Make a motion to adjourn?
I will.
Second.